Flossy B.
Spend any money?
You see this bitch here?
Come here, cutie.
Man,
Hey,
guess what the fuck? Hey, can you believe
Did you hear what I
this bitch,
said? I said, come
she want
here.
a pimp to pay for some
Come here, daddy. You
Who's she
look
talking
so
to?
good.
Flossy B, slap this bitch.
Wait, bitch, back up.
She was just a groupie. She was just a groupie. She was just a groupie. All she wanted was sleeping.
Be on alert for the cop, spotted some hoes. Threw it in my horn at the bitch, the Riviera skating. My ticket, yes, the shit 15 something. Drop the top, some more. Count at my door, purchase 250, yes, some bombing dope. Floss to South Central. I'm on my way to the east side, be hot. Blazing like crazy, niggas on the ride. Feeling good as fuck. On a hot ass day, and it's a cool jam. Right around the way, niggas got hoes. But ladies in the world, they wanna play with the minds like little girl. I twirl my fingers in the air, run my fingers through my head. Red bones to black bones, dark bones to red bones. Skinny girls come a dime a dozen, but I play hoes like plenty lindy, cause I get pretty. It's all about game, cause when the game was hard to maintain for so long, man. Long Beach, California from Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight, born New Orleans from Mississippi. Back on your home, the key to unlock the door. From low pros to rolls with gold bangs, we ride the shows. So tell me how much money can one player make, and how much ass can one nigga break? We just jiggle up,
you know.
To the heart, we just jiggle up,
you know. I was off in Vallejo, filling hoes like Idaho potatoes. What am I to do in this life as a G? Being from where I be, DPG. It's Magnifico, ran into this pretty ass skirt, Mexico and Puerto Rico, mixed with a sprinkle of black. So I'ma approach her like that, and let her know where I ride and reside at. My zone, the place that I call home, is the world from Philadelphia to Rome. Picture me a entrepreneur with my nigga DA, rocking tours and we still young. We got bitches, they got some bomb ass lips. She wants to put them on this bomb ass dick. She always talks bomb ass shit. She used to blow some bomb ass dick.
She was just a groupie.
Oh yeah,
She was just
sing that shit, Uncle Charlie.
She was just a groupie.
This goes out to all y'all motherfuckers in the media, all y'all super fans that don't see the facts, all y'all male niggas that act like women too. I'll sing to him, Uncle Nate Dogg.
Someone wants to score.
Oh yeah.
Hey girl, what's your name? You wanna go a couple rounds with me? I told her Nate Dogg is just the same.
That's right, Nate Dogg.
What's up, baby? My name is...
All right. We had to stop that there. Hey, yo. What up? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit. Y'all ain't heard me do that in a long time, huh? If y'all watch my shit on SoundCloud or listen to my shit on SoundCloud or whatever, y'all remember I used to start off my show like that, but fuck that! Groupie gang! I've been hyping this shit up, goddammit. You will be entertained. I ain't gotta ask, are you not entertained, nigga? You will be entertained, and you will learn something out of this show. It's episode 16, motherfucker. Groupie gang. Alright, I've been talking about this shit a long time. If y'all follow me on social media, at Kingknown on Twitter, at Kingknown on Instagram, and motherfucking Facebook, Quentin Kingknown Cleary. Y'all know I've been talking about this fucking episode for God knows how long. Well, goddammit, today is the fucking day. I decided to do the Beyonce and just surprise y'all motherfuckers, you heard? And we'll get to Beyonce sooner than later. What is Groupie Gang? Groupie Gang is a group of obsessed fans that failed to look at the facts of their favorite artists or favorite sports players that they are fans of. These people have the symptoms of easily controlled by the media and will make a false statement due to the media's false representation of that individual. And I will give you dictionary examples. The 4 worst fan bases that you cannot have a simple debate with without starting no shit, without people failing to look at the facts and the research done by people like me, is Nicki Minaj. You know, Nicki Minaj fans are batshit crazy. They will, even when somebody like Remy Ma stomps a mud hole in them, they fail to realize that Remy stomped a fucking mud hole in this girl. They'll say, Nicki broke Aretha's record. Nicki sold this. She's the highest selling female artist. I'm like, okay, That's true. But she lost the battle, my nigga. She tried to diss Remy on 4 songs, and none of them motherfucking songs hit. Them bitches didn't stay on the charts either. Meanwhile, Sheether was the #2 record in the motherfucking country until Nicki Minaj made a call to Nas to have Columbia block the usage of the record because Nicki and Nas was fucking around at this time. I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me. Alright, and then Drake fans. Motherfuckers act like Drake don't have ghostwriters. I mean, come on, man. It happened. It happened. Drake fans, like, when you say somebody is better than Drake, they'll act like Drake is not doing anything wrong. Beyonce fans, you can't say anything wrong about Beyonce without having a bunch of B emojis under your page. You can't say, I Am Sasha Fierce sucked, which I, in my opinion, felt like that album sucked ass. It only had like 3 good songs on that motherfucker. But all the rest of Beyonce's work, you got me. You got me on there. Most of her work is very good, and she's probably arguably the best entertainer in the world at this point, which is very arguable, but a lot of them bitches that are as talented as Beyonce can't sing like her. And then there's people that sing better than Beyonce, but don't have the fame, the sales, and the popularity. But we're not gonna go there. Which brings me to my last 4th fan base, which we're going to transition into right now. LeBron fans. Oh, you can't say anything about LeBron. He is the best player in the world. I can say he's the most athletically gifted athlete that in basketball history. I give you that. He's probably the best basketball athlete. A lot of people, mom, will get this shit misconstrued. There's a difference between the best athlete and the best player. Being the best athlete means that your body is physically built and you can do things that the average basketball player can't do, which is jumping, dunking, you know, all that other good shit. You know what I'm saying? Being the best player means having every category on lock, meaning that your statistics don't just show how great of a player you are. Your influence, your defense, offense and defense, plus statistics. It's bigger than Nino Brown, okay? So sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Anyway, who is in the NBA Groupie game? David Stern is the founder and owner of Groupie game. Well, he was the owner until he handed it over to Adam Silver, who is pretty much LeBron's puppet master. I don't have to even get into how he's LeBron's puppet master. It just is what it is. David Stern started all this mess by blocking the Chris Paul to the LA Lakers deal so that LeBron could have a chance to have some success in this league. And I mean, I feel like if Chris Paul would have went over to the Lakers, I think the Lakers would have got at least 2 or 3 more championships. And Chris Paul would not be known as a choke artist and an underachiever. He would be known as an NBA champion and one of the greatest point guards to ever play basketball. He would be known as the point guard instead of the point fraud. And he would not have early exits in the playoffs. Now, the president of the of Groupie Gang is Nick Wright, aka Dick in Your Mouth Right, because this man has sucked the soul out of LeBron's prostate. This motherfucker gives better blowjobs than LeBron's wife. No disrespect intended, but you know where I'm going here. I said I wasn't gonna do personals today, but fuck that. The gloves is off. Fuck this. I'm tired. I'm motherfucking tired. The vice president is Shannon Sharp. I love Shannon Sharp when he talks about black people shit, when he talks about football. He's on point because that's the shit that he can talk. But when it comes to this basketball shit, you might have a history because you're older than the average LeBron fan. So you know a lot of these guys' names on some of these teams. You were a self-proclaimed Larry Bird fan growing up. And ever since LeBron James has inserted himself in the league, you have inserted his entire genitalia into his mouth. Now, I believe that both of these guys get paid under the table by either Rich Paul or LeBron James. That's something that I'm a legend. That's something that I can't prove right now. But I have a funny feeling in my bones that these guys are getting paid under the table so that they can hype up LeBron so that he could be compared to Michael Jordan, which we'll get into momentarily. Now, the minions of Groupie Gang consist of, as of recently, Isaiah Thomas, who I looked up to. I still look up to Isaiah Thomas because he was the underdog that disrupted the Magic and Bird era and then put a halt to the beginning of Jordan's era. So I give my respect to Isaiah Thomas as a legend, but at the same time, his comments towards Jordan come from a hateful place. This man has always hated Michael Jordan because of the fact that, you know, Isaiah never got the same attention or pub. This dude is still salty that the Pistons whooped that ass. I mean, the Bulls whooped that ass in 1991. And Isaiah claimed it was a wrist injury. Come on, motherfucker. Y'all was still in y'all prime. Y'all was still young. Rodman was still young. Isaiah and Joe D was still young. Y'all got y'all ass beat by Pippen and Jordan. They finally grew up. They were ready for you. Plain and simple. That's what happened to y'all. Me being a Piston fan. Shaquille O'Neal, Clyde Drexler, Max Kellerman, Colin, the homo coward. I think really this nigga likes thumbs up his ass crack. That's just my honest opinion. I think he's a homosexual. Yeah, we going there today. Groupie Gang. Chris Carter and fat ass Brian Windhorst. I think LeBron James gets this nigga extra free donuts at Krispy Kreme. And recently, this faggot, yes, I said faggot, Sports Talk JO the 3 on Twitter decided to make a mashup and troll about Jordan's opponents back in the day. They want to put this little nice picture of Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer might have grew up in the suburbs, but that motherfucker was whooping ass back in the day. And he got his ass whooped too now. Bill Laimbeer had to get jumped into this game of basketball. Okay, he got jumped just like Crips and Bloods do. Back in the 80s, you had to earn your stripes. I didn't grow up in the 80s, I grew up in the 90s. Alright, but I did enough research. I done read enough articles, I done watched enough documentaries. I did my fucking work. We'll break it all down today on Groupie Gang television network. Alright? Alright. They put the Bucks backup centers on there talking about Jordan played against some plumbers. And Sports Talk JO3 wanted to say Jordan didn't play against anybody. But their starting center was Alton Lister, who was one of the better centers. Not necessarily notable, but he was a solid role-playing center who blocked a few shots from time to time. You can look up his stats and you can look up his highlights. He was a shot blocker. And the Bucks would give Jordan the business. Alright, now transitioning into the LeBron versus Michael Jordan argument. I said I wasn't going to do this, but goddamn it, we have to set the record straight. We have to settle this score right fucking now. They push this agenda that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan now. They're trying to make LeBron look, they're trying to embellish LeBron so much that they put down all of Michael's accomplishments so that they could dress up LeBron to be close in comparison to him when there's literally no comparison. And I will show you why. Let's go to championships. Let's see. Michael Jordan has 6 championships to LeBron's 3. Michael Jordan has 6 finals MVPs to LeBron's 3 finals MVPs. Scoring titles, Jordan has 10 scoring titles to LeBron's 1 scoring title. Now, in the land of the NBA, current NBA, where scoring is a much easier, the defense is a lot lighter, how does LeBron James, the self-proclaimed best player in the world, only have 1 scoring title when he has the highest usage rate in the NBA next to James Harden? But James Harden was hurt this season, so I have to give that to LeBron. Also, he played in all 82 games. How does he not lead the league in scoring? How? He's top 5 in scoring. But that still doesn't matter. He's not number 1. And then also, the offense is through him. The offense runs through LeBron James. The ball is in his hand a majority of the time. So how does he not lead in scoring? Defensive Player of the Year, Jordan 1, LeBron 0. Jordan's era was filled with much higher quality defense, and he still won Defensive Player of the Year, where LeBron can't do that in an era where it looks like it's very easy to win Defensive Player of the Year because there's no hand checking, and you can go just straight to the hole with no problem. Not including Jordan, 5 perimeter players won 7 Defensive Player of the Years in the 80s and the 90s. Dennis Rodman did it twice. Sidney Moncrief did it twice. Alvin Robertson and Gary Payton. Only 2 perimeter players named Ron Artest and Kawhi Leonard won Defensive Player of the Year in the post-Jordan era. Guys like the Defensive Player of the Years of the past, Tyson Chandler, Mark Gasol, and Kingknown would not even make the second team defense going against guys like Dennis Rodman, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, and Anthony Mason, and yeah, that's right, and Anthony Mason, right. Anthony Mason and Patrick Ewing were superior to them defensively, but never made the first team defense. Prime Scottie Pippen is a better defender than Kawhi Leonard, but he couldn't win Defensive Player of the Year in the 90s, even when Jordan was no longer in the league. All defensive first teams, Jordan 9, LeBron 5. Those 5 seem kind of suspect to me because LeBron has never been nothing more than an average defender, in my opinion. But hey, get it how you live. The coaches vote on all defensive teams, so. It was much harder to make the defensive team in Jordan's era than the 2000s. A prime Cliff Robinson, who never made one defensive player team, all defensive team in the 90s, but past his prime, at age 33 and 35, he made the defensive team in the watered-down 2000s era as a member of the Detroit Pistons. Gary Payton, even past his prime, heading into his mid-30s, continued to make the all-defensive first team in the 2000s, even after all of the anti-defense rule changes. All right, steals titles. Michael Jordan 3, LeBron 0. Finals losses, Jordan 0, LeBron 5. You're talking about somebody who's 6-0 in the NBA Finals versus someone who is 3-5. And a lot of those LeBron-based teams had all the help in the world and more help than Jordan had on his teams. And we can get to that too, motherfuckers. We getting into everything tonight. Number of NBA Finals shooting under 40%. Michael Jordan, 0. LeBron James, 2. Once in 2007 and once in 2015. Number of NBA Finals shooting over 40% from the three-point line. Jordan, 2, once in 1992 and 1993. And LeBron once in 2014. That was one year that he was very efficient, y'all. Jordan only shot 2 of 4 from the three-point line in the 1991 Finals, but 39% from 3 in the 1991 playoffs. Number of NBA Finals shooting under 30% from the three-point line. Michael Jordan, 0. LeBron, 2. Once in 2007 and once in 2012. Number of NBA Finals scoring plus assisting with the team's 50% of their team's points. Jordan 3 times, once in 91, once in 93, and another in 97. The only player to do this multiple times. LeBron only accomplished this feat once in 2015. Finals run shooting over 38% from the three-point line. Jordan 3 times, 91, 92, and 93. LeBron 0. Only 4 other players have done this in multiple finals. Minimum 15 points per game and 1.5 three-point attempts per game. Terry Porter in 90 and 92, Manu Ginobili in 05 and 07, Ray Allen in 08 and 010, and Steph Curry in 2015 through 2017. All 3 of those years. LeBron is a better regular season three-point shooter than Michael Jordan, but not in the playoffs. Further proof that Jordan shows up when it actually matters, meanwhile making LeBron just seeming like a regular season basketball player. That's why LeBron has a losing record in the finals when it matters most. Interestingly, Jordan shot 34% from the three-point line in the playoffs, which is higher than LeBron's playoff career, 32.1% as of the end of the 2016 playoffs. So we're not counting 2017 and 2018. Championships without a player who averages 20 points or more per game in score in the playoffs. Jordan has accomplished this 4 times. LeBron has only accomplished this 1 time. Not only did Jordan win more often, he did it with a lot less help. So that means that LeBron has only, you know what I'm saying, won a championship with only just 1 20-point per game score. Meanwhile, Jordan had no 20-point scores per game and still won 4 championships. Jordan also did it against better competition, which we will get to. LeBron's only title without a 20-point per game score was in 2013 when he beat 3 teams under 50 wins, a luxury Jordan never had in any playoff run. Playoffs with a teammate averaging 22 or more points per game. Jordan has never had that means Jordan 0, which means he never had a player on his team average 22 points per game or more. LeBron has had 4 years with a teammate on his team averaging 22 or more points per game. More proof that LeBron has significantly more help than Michael Jordan. Getting outscored and outplayed by a bench player in the finals. Jordan 0, LeBron 1. Jason Terry in 2011, who outscored LeBron while playing 11 less minutes per game. and hitting the game-winning shot in Game 5. LeBron averaged only 18 points to Jason Terry's 18.5 points, which I'm going to round out to 19. Getting outplayed by a player who averaged 13 points per game in 3 straight games in the NBA Finals. Jordan 0, LeBron 1. Kawhi Leonard in games 3, 4, and 5 in 2014. Leonard averaged 23 points per game on 69% shooting in games 3 and 4 of the and 5 of the NBA Finals, which is 14% more than LeBron. Leonard also out-rebounded LeBron 9.3 to 7.7. Leonard also outstole LeBron 2.0 steals per game to LeBron's 1.7, and Leonard also averaged two blocks to LeBron's 0.7 blocks. LeBron also had twice as many turnovers as Kawhi Leonard, as LeBron had 4 turnovers to Kawhi Leonard's 2 per game. In those last 3 games, whereas LeBron could never guard Leonard, Kawhi Leonard locked down LeBron in games 3, 4, and 5. In game 5, LeBron only had 1 field goal in the second quarter at the 2:30 mark to bring the Heat within 5, and never scored again until the Spurs were up 21 with 4:40 left in the third. Which meant he stat padded, y'all. A lot of people don't believe that he stat pads and always want to call out Russell Westbrook for doing so. But you never call out LeBron for stat padding, which is something that he's been infamous for doing. In games 3, 4, and 5 in the finals, LeBron scored 63%. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Get in this parking lot real quick. I'm gonna park here, and I'm gonna talk some shit to y'all. Uber LeBron fans. I'm educating y'all. This is education 101. Do not pay attention to the media, because they will never give you these statistics. You heard it here first on Kingknown Talking Shit, episode 16, Groupie Gang. All right, you're getting exclusive now. All right. LeBron scored 63 of his points, 51 out of 81, when the Spurs were up 15 points or more. Definitely not delivering the numbers when he needed to. Letting a bench player double his score average in the finals. Jordan 0, LeBron 1. In the 2015 NBA Finals, Andre Iguodala averaged 16 points per game on 52% shooting after averaging only 8 points per game on 47% shooting in the regular season. Numbers of 60-win teams. All right, numbers of 60-win playoff teams beaten during title seasons. Jordan 7. Most by one NBA dynasty in 1 decade. LeBron 1. Playoff series is averaging 40 points per game. Jordan 5. 0.2 points per game short of averaging 40 in 1989 versus the Cavs, where he hit the infamous double pump shot over Craig Elo in a tight 5-game series. Which could, honestly, you got to round that out to 6. 0.2, that's kind of petty. Jordan had 6 playoff series averaging 40 points per game or more. Jordan is the only player in history with multiple 40-point or more points per game average in a playoff series. LeBron, 0. Playoff series is shooting less than 40%. Michael Jordan, 1. LeBron, 4. In 2007 versus the Spurs, 08 against the Celtics, 2015 against the Bulls, and 2015 against the Warriors. Playoff series is averaging 5 or more turnovers. Jordan, 0. LeBron, 2. The worst part about it is LeBron has those sub 40% shooting and 5 turnover series, even though he has never been guarded by a defensive player of the year in the playoff series, aside from Kawhi Leonard, who wasn't given defensive player of the year until later on in his career. Jordan in the playoffs was guarded by defensive player of the year winners Sidney Moncrief in 1985, Alvin Robertson in 1990, Dennis Rodman 4 times in 1988 to 1991, and Gary Payton in the 1996 NBA Finals. And only once did Jordan ever shoot under 40% in a series at age 34 against the 1997 Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. And even then, Michael Jordan had a terrible game in Game 4 where Jordan shot 9 of 35. Jesus! And in the 4 wins, Michael Jordan still averaged 30 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block on 43% shooting. Healthy seasons missing the playoffs. Jordan 0, LeBron 2. Now let's quickly summarize what you guys just learned. Oh, this ain't over. We just getting started. So grab your beer, grab your alcohol, grab your big booty bitch, get some head from her, grab some motherfucking popcorn, get your popcorn ready. Because we about to get an education lesson for Groupie Gang. So in order for y'all to be better broadcasters, you have to learn from a 29-year-old man. That's fucking sad, y'all. Y'all got years and experience on me, and y'all still don't know shit about the game of basketball. So here's your education, you bitch, you. Scoring. All right, let's compare. Who is the better scorer between LeBron and Jordan? Jordan is clearly the superior scorer. He has a record of 10 scoring titles to LeBron's 1. Jordan has a record of 5 different playoff series, averaging 40 points per game to LeBron's 0. He's also averaged 33 points per game, 33 or more in 3 different NBA Finals, a tied record with Shaq and Jerry West to LeBron's 1. LeBron did it in the 2015 NBA Finals, which I view, in my opinion, was his best finals statistically, while taking 33 shots per game, shooting under 40%. Rebounding, LeBron is easily a better rebounder than Michael Jordan. LeBron averaged 11 rebounds for the entire 2015 playoffs, whereas Jordan only had double-digit playoffs in 1 series, which is the 1997 Eastern Conference Finals, with 10.2 rebounds per game, which is actually more impressive because he's a 2 guard. LeBron is 6'8", 260. He should be averaging a triple-double. He should be averaging 10 rebounds per game. Meanwhile, Jordan should not be averaging 10 rebounds per game. He's only 6'7", 220 pounds in his prime. Passer. Who is the better passer? Now, this is debatable, to be honest with you. In my opinion, I think LeBron is the better passer. No holds barred. I give it to him. But Jordan is as good of a passer as LeBron. And I got 4 reasons why. We can elaborate that. He averages less assists than LeBron does for a lot of reasons. Also, Jordan played far superior competition. A lot of y'all sports analysts want to downgrade the competition because of the rule changes and all that shit. Fuck that. It is what it is. You can compare. Alright, I had to take off the hoodie for y'all niggas, man. That's when you know it gets real. Alright, as we saw earlier, 18 of LeBron's 37 playoff opponents, almost half, had under 50 wins, whereas 27 of 37 of Jordan's playoff opponents, 73% of Michael Jordan's opponents had 50 or more wins. Yes, LeBron stands. I give LeBron credit for beating a 73-9 team when 3 of their main players were hobbled. I give LeBron the credit where credit is due. He killed them in games 5, 6, and 7. I give your man's credit. Jordan also beat 7 60-win teams in his 6 title seasons. LeBron, Kobe, and Duncan from 1999 to 2012 beat 6 60-win teams combined in their entire playoff careers, even if you adjust lockout teams for 82 games. Had Jordan played sub-50 teams for half of his playoff career, it's pretty obvious his assists would be higher. The system that Michael Jordan played in, the triangle offense. The triangle promotes shared playmaking amongst the team, unlike LeBron's pick-and-roll offenses, where LeBron has the ball in his hand and he controls all the playmaking. In the triangle, big men average more assists and perimeter players average less assists. Shaq had his 2 best assist seasons under the triangle and 4 of his best 5 assist seasons under the triangle. Dennis Rodman, who played on the Bulls in 1996 through 1998, had his 3 best assist seasons under the triangle. On the other hand, Kobe had 2 of his best assist seasons outside of the triangle in 2005 and 2013, and Jordan averaged more assists in 2001 and 2002 at age 38 out with the Wizards outside of the triangle. Even with the knee injury, compared to any of his last 3 seasons and under the triangle from 96 to 98, in spite of the triangle's limitations on individual assists, Jordan and LeBron are the only non-point guards with 6+ assist games in 4 different finals. LeBron only did this 5 times. When Jordan had more control of the playmaking, he averaged 11.4 assists per game in the 1991 finals. The highest by anyone in the finals, not named Magic Johnson, I'm sorry. LeBron has never averaged double digits assists in any playoff series except in 2017 when he averaged a triple-double. Props to LeBron for having a statistical milestone statistically, but did he win the championship? No. Poor offensive help in the last three-peat. When Jordan's teammates were struggling offensively, it obviously made it harder for him to get assists. In the 1996 title run, the Bulls became the only championship team since the 1964 Celtics, where the second and third scorers both shot under 40% for the playoffs. In the 1997 title run, Jordan became the only player to ever lead a team to the championship title, with only 1 double-digit scorer for the playoffs. Pippen averaged 19 points per game on 42% shooting, and all the other Bulls failed to reach 8 points per game. The 1997 and 98 Bulls have the 2 lowest scoring supporting cast by a winning team in the NBA Finals and playoffs since 1954. In the shot clock era, Michael Jordan has 5 of the 8 lowest playoff supporting casts for title teams, 4 of the 6 lowest playoff supporting casts for title teams, 3 of the 5 lowest playoff supporting cast for title teams, the 2 lowest scoring playoff supporting cast for title teams. Jordan is the only player to lead multiple top 10 lowest scoring playoff supporting casts amongst title teams. The only player to lead a lesser supporting cast to the NBA Finals other than the 97 and 98 Bulls is Allen Iverson on the 2001 Sixers team, because the Sixers ran a system that allowed Allen Iverson to shoot anytime he wanted to, while the other players either grabbed rebounds and put it back up or assisted with giving Iverson the ball. Meanwhile, all the other players had a role. George Lynch defended, Raja Bell defended, Eric Snow distributed the ball on some plays, Dikembe Mutombo blocked the shots, Matt Geiger grabbed the rebounds, Todd McCullough was the backup center on that team. And that was pretty much, Aaron McKee was the guy who relieved Allen Iverson of scoring duties when he went to the bench. The 2001 Sixers teammates outside of Iverson scored 60 points per game in the 22 playoff games Iverson played, with the exception of Game 3 against the Bucks, which Iverson did not play due to injury, is excluded from this calculation. Thanks nobody touches Jordan for all this data, by the way. I appreciate it. Yes, I did a lot of research, people, okay? I didn't calculate this shit myself, obviously. All right, but I'm building up this argument, man. Just listen. Jordan's age prevented him from averaging a lot of assists. Jordan played a third of his playoff games from age 33 to 35 years, 1996 through 1998, when he was clearly past his prime. This heavily deflated his career playoff stats, along with the other factors listed here. Up to 1993, Jordan averaged 6.6, which I would say 7, assists per game in the playoffs, where LeBron averages 6.7, which I'm going to say 7, for his playoff career. Even with LeBron being in his prime, having more control of the playmaking and playing easier competition, he only had 0.1 assists more per game before Jordan's stats declined. And you can only imagine how much more assists Jordan would have following the 2004-2005 defensive rule changes, when he averaged 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, 6 assists, 5 rebounds pre-injury in 2001 at age 38. Who's the better defender between Jordan and LeBron? Jordan obviously is the better defender. Even as a Wizard, Jordan was better on defense before his injury compared to almost all of LeBron's years on defense. Jordan played elite defense in 6 of 6 NBA Finals, whereas LeBron only played adequate defense, which is average defense, only in 1 of 8 NBA Finals in 2013. Here's a recap. LeBron James was outscored in the finals. These are the people that he played defense on. Tony Parker in 2007. He was outscored by Jason Terry in 2011, Kevin Durant in 2012 and 2017, all of whom increased their points per game and field goal percentage. In 2014, he was outplayed by Kawhi Leonard over 3 games. And in 2015, he allowed Iguodala to double his scoring average. And Harrison Barnes, of all people, who was shooting abysmal, 37% for the overall series, allowed, when LeBron was checking Harrison Barnes, Barnes shot 50% from the field when LeBron was guarding him. Draymond Green also exposed him in the 2016 finals. If you watch that series, in Game 7, Draymond Green had a field day on LeBron. But, unfortunately, Draymond couldn't close the deal like Kyrie Irving did. 2013 was the only good defensive finals that he had, and he still had trouble guarding Kawhi Leonard. Now, in 2017, Kevin Durant averaged 35 points per game on 56% shooting from 2 points, 47% shooting from 3, and 93% on the free throw line, and became the only player in NBA history to shoot 55% from the field, 45% from 3, and 90% from the field in the playoffs. That would make 4 times in 8 NBA Finals when LeBron was outscored by a perimeter player. Clutch, who was more clutch? Michael Jordan. All right, and this is a stat that I learned today from sources of mine. So if I say sources of mine, I'm giving a shout out to my niggas. All right, LeBron James All-Star Game record is 5-8. Michael Jordan's is 8-8. Funny how from 2005 to 2017, his All-Star Game teams only won 5 out of 13 games. From 2011 to 2017, this is the era where I consider, and most of the world considered, LeBron the best player in the world. This is LeBron's peak in his prime. The East was 1-6 from 2011 to 2017, which prompted in 2018 the league to change the format of the All-Star game because the East kept getting the brakes beat off of them. And this is, you know, one of those LeBron crying to Adam Silver that I need help. Anyway, this forced the All-Star game to change the format to Team LeBron versus Team Steph, a barrage of the two top vote getters getting to pick captains of teams from each conference. And LeBron's first pick, of course, was his nightmare, Kevin Durant. What's wrong, LeBron? You shook? KD got LeBron out here shook. Word to my mans from Paid in Full that got beat up by Cam. I'm just saying. I think that was like some sucker shit for him to pick Durant. And the final play of the game for him to be double teaming Stephen Curry in the corner while he had to opt to pass to DeMar DeRozan. Bang up job, guys. Thanks for ruining the All-Star game, you bald-headed motherfucker. No, I'm just talking shit. Anyway. So this is the man that you compare to Michael Jordan. Get the fuck out of my face, man. This is the guy who the media keeps trying to put LeBron James in the same conversation in. He had his chance in 2011. We gave him a pass for losing the championship in 2007, I'm sorry. And still couldn't seal the deal with a nice bench and two top 10 players in 2011. Jordan won his championships with a lot of less talent than LeBron has. LeBron has always had better talent around him than Michael Jordan and still could only win 3 out of 8 titles. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get in the camera. Quentin Antoine Cleary, do not give Michael Jordan passes for coming up short in the 80s against the Pistons, the Bucks, and the Celtics. You hear that? I don't give him passes. Jordan came up small. He had decent teams around him, but his teammates weren't that great. Now let's get back to it. Pippen was a big part of 4 of those 6 championships. I'll give you that to all these naysayers that say Jordan needed Pippen. He did need Pippen, and Pippen needed him. Because Pippen pushed Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan pushed Pippen and the rest of that team hard as fuck at practice, to the point where Michael Jordan would end up getting into fights with guys like Kerr and Pippen. This is the same Michael Jordan that called Kwame Brown a faggot. Technically, Kwame Brown did play like a faggot, I'm not gonna lie. And yes, I said faggot, nigga, what? Anyway, let's compare. Alright, there's this guy on Facebook or some shit like that named IMBK Irons, who discredited Michael Jordan's whole legacy to make the LeBron versus Jordan case closer. And his main argument is LeBron is undefeated in the first round, which Shannon Sharp, also, and Dick in Your Mouth Right, also uses to make LeBron seem a lot more closer, if not better, than Michael Jordan. So let's take a look at who Michael Jordan played in the first round. In 1984, in 84 and 85, and all right, let's just say 85, he lost to the 59 and 23 Bucks. 86, he lost to the 67 and 15 Celtics, which are considered one of the greatest teams of all time, arguably a top 5 greatest team of all time. 87, he lost to those 59 and 23 Celtics. And 87, who also went to the NBA Finals. In 88, he beat the 42-win Cavaliers. In 89, he beat this 57 and 25 Cavaliers. He beat a 57-win team in the first round. You can't tell me the East was not competitive. In 90, he beat the 44 and 38 Bucks. 91, he beat the 39 and 43 Knicks. 92, he beat the 38 and 44 Heat. 93, he beat the 43 and 39 Hawks. And 94, he beat the 47 win Cavaliers, which rounds up to a total winning percentage of 60%. Let's look at LeBron James' first 10 years in the NBA playoffs. In 08, he beat the 43 and 39 Wizards. In 09, he beat the 39 and 43 Pistons. In 2010, he beat the 41 and 41 Bulls. In 2011, he beat the 41 and 41 Philadelphia 76ers. In 2012, he beat the 36 and 30 Knicks. That was a lockout year. 2013, he beat the 38 and 44 Bucks. In 2014, he beat the Bobcats, 43 and 39 Bobcats. The team he scored his career high 62 points on. The Bobcats, y'all. The fucking Bobcats. Let that marinate, bitches. You LeBron fairies dropping fairy dust on the sports media. In 2016, in Game 4, I remember being there for the 2016, them sweeping the 44 and 38 Pistons. Kyrie was killing Reggie Jackson in that series. But that was the best record that LeBron ever played in the first round. The 44 and 38 Pistons. Me as a Piston fan, I don't even take them niggas serious. And then last year they beat the 42 and 40 Indiana Pacers. That win percentage added up to 51%. He was 407 and 397. He beat teams that were 407 and 397. 50%, y'all. That's not really winning, bro. He ain't beat a 500 team. This is proof right here that MJ's first round opponents were more difficult than any of LeBron's opponents, which speaks to my argument that it was way more competitive in the East during Jordan's prime than it was in LeBron's prime. Now, oh wow, we're almost done here. All right, we're almost done with this ride. I got y'all. But, oh, a perfect song came on. Why LeBron get all of this pub? Is the media all on these drugs? No, I'm fucking with y'all. No, I'm playing. I'm joking. God, don't get your panties in a bunch. Anyway, I can also do a quick explanation on how LeBron is barely going to get in the top 10. This is based on my article, Stop Pushing the Poison, on my website, my blog site, my sports site, design220king.blogspot.in. I'm going to explain to y'all why LeBron is barely going to get into the top 10. I view him not top 10 yet. So stop getting in your fucking feelings. I only have an emotional attachment to Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Those are the only two players in my top 10 that I have an emotional attachment to. And I don't even have Shaq top 5. So get your panties out of a bunch. LeBron has the potential to pass Larry Bird and Shaquille O'Neal. They're passable. Bird did not play as many years as LeBron. They are very close as far as accomplishments. And it's just because that both of these guys dominated their respective eras. Both of them dominated their era. To a degree, though. To a degree. I'm not going to say that Bird dominated, but LeBron definitely dominated his era to a degree. Not all the way, you feel me? Because if he would have so-called dominated his era like he was supposed to, he would have more championships. What the fuck is going on with this shit? My bad, y'all. Technical difficulties. Anyway, let's get back to it. Bird is a better rebounder than LeBron. That's facts. Bird averaged 10 rebounds per game to LeBron's 7 rebounds. He's a better shooter, a better leader, and probably a better champion, because they both have 3 championships. See, I told you in previous videos that I'm not counting MVPs, except the MVPs after 2016. However, statistically, Bron has probably passed Larry Bird statistically, and can pass him easily with another championship. LeBron can pass Shaq by getting another ring. He has already passed Shaq all time in scoring. Shaq was not always in shape, and LeBron has never been injured. This is my favorite player we talking about. I'm biased for Shaq, and I'm being non-biased right now. The difference is Shaq mentally never broken down in any game, just the game. He was simply outsmarted by the likes of Dennis Rodman when he played for the Bulls and Hakeem Olajuwon in the 95 finals. Was that 94? Yeah, that was 95, right. LeBron has had multiple meltdowns throughout the playoffs. We don't even have to get into it. It's too much to talk about. On to why I feel like he will never probably pass Havlicek. He can pass Havlicek, but he's got to win like 5 or 6 titles to do so. LeBron will forever have the statistical edge on John Havlicek. Basically, LeBron, due to the fact that LeBron James never went to college and played at 18 years old. Havlicek did not play his first season as a pro until he was 22 years old, due to the fact that he went to college at Ohio State for 4 years. The irony. Havlicek did not start the first 4 seasons of his career either. So that means that LeBron had 8 years on John Havlicek to get his statistics high. Havlicek won 4 championships in his first 4 years in the NBA. However, even if you take away the 4 championships he won in his first 4 years as the 6th man, he still won another 4 championships as the leader of his team. And he had similar playoff struggles as LeBron later on in his career once Bill Russell retired from basketball. The difference is John Havlicek went on an impressive 4-0 run. He won 4 championships in 1967 and through 1976 in the NBA Finals as the starting small forward. Meanwhile, LeBron is 3-5 in the NBA Finals as the best player on his team. And LeBron and Hondo have both played on elite stat rosters. The difference is LeBron is better stat-wise, but Havlicek had better playoff success. He is 8-0 in the NBA Finals, and LeBron will probably has to cozy up at 9th all-time if he was ever to win a 4th NBA title. Now, if he gets to 5, then we can go back to the table and change this entire fucking list. It'll look completely different if LeBron had 5 NBA titles, even with the 5 losses. Tim Duncan is a short story. Tim Duncan is 2-1 against LeBron all time in the finals and won championships against him in and out of his prime. Also, Duncan's 5-1 finals record looks superior against LeBron's 3-5 record. We don't necessarily know a time where Tim Duncan disappeared in any of his championships. He is widely considered the greatest power forward of all time. LeBron is, by his fans and the media, the greatest small forward of all time. But as you learned in the John Havlicek argument and the Larry Bird argument, this shit is really debatable on who the greatest small forward is between Bird and Havlicek and LeBron James. That's debatable, y'all. There is no wrong answer. I'm not going to shit on you if you think LeBron is the greatest small forward of all time. You have an argument. Bill Russell's story is short as well. When you compare Bill Russell to LeBron, Bill Russell is 11-1 in the NBA Finals. Although Russell arguably had a shitload of great players and the most stacked teams for his 8 straight championship runs, even better teams than LeBron has even had. Yes, I said Bill Russell had better teams than LeBron James at some point in his career. However, Bill Russell was the greatest defensive player of all time. LeBron's defense is overrated and mediocre. Bill Russell averaged 15 points and 23 rebounds per game for his career and was the leader of his championship runs. Enough said. Wilt Chamberlain's story is actually short too. LeBron, stat-wise, is probably top 5 currently. If we're only speaking about stats, LeBron James is a top 5 statistical player. But number 1 statistically is Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt was the LeBron of his era. He underachieved in his era and should have won titles. He is 2-4 in the NBA Finals. Yes, LeBron has more championships than Wilt, but LeBron has played on teams just as good, if not better than Wilt has had. Wilt's 71 and 72 team can compete with the 2012-2013 Miami Heat team. They are eye level as far as greatest of all time teams. Also, LeBron never on a consistent basis had to fight against teams like the Bill Russell 60 Celtics caliber. Wilt Chamberlain played for the Philadelphia Warriors, which changed their name to the 76ers. He had to go against Bill Russell in them every conference final, and they had beaten Wilt 8 straight conference finals up until Wilt finally beat them later on, when Bill Russell was still on that team and when Havlicek was still on that team. Not even the Golden State Warriors would have it easy against those 60 Celtics teams. Magic Johnson. When we compare LeBron to Magic Johnson and LeBron James have a similar meltdown history in the playoffs. Magic has 4 playoff losses. LeBron has 5 playoff losses. Media has scrutinized both of them for how bad they lost. In an era where social media wasn't as prevalent, they shit on Magic in the papers and on the news. They called this man Tragic Johnson, for crying out loud. Both are 6'9" and move very fast for their size and are very exceptional passers. But there are differences that separate the two players. Magic has went to 9 NBA Finals in 12 NBA seasons. LeBron has only went to 8 finals in 14 years, which is a great accomplishment. Kudos to him. That makes him really great. So, also, Magic and LeBron, Magic won Rookie of the Year and Finals MVP all in his rookie season. LeBron missed the playoffs in his first 2 seasons. Now, Magic and LeBron have had all-time great teams at their disposal. They're on the same level. The Showtime Lakers and all of LeBron's Cavalier teams and Heat teams would be 7-game series. I'm trying to tell you. LeBron has had great teams at his disposal. Now, whether LeBron would close the deal against, Magic's teams, I don't think he could, in my honest opinion. Magic just has been able to do so much more to maximize the talent around him, and his 5-4 finals record shows it. While LeBron has suffocated his talent. Here's why. Whenever he's had a talented team, their statistics decline. They don't get any better. But LeBron's statistics increase and get better, which means the talent around him made LeBron James better, And LeBron did not make the talent around him any better. He forces the talent around him to play his way. His 3-5 finals record shows that. LeBron is a better scorer and rebounder than Magic Johnson. Okay, I give LeBron that. But LeBron isn't the defensive player, the leader, the champion, and the passer that Magic was. Kobe versus LeBron, I will try to shorten this as quick as I can, because I have an article also on my design blogspot page that I mentioned earlier that has a LeBron, an all-out LeBron versus Kobe comparison. You can read that shit. Okay, it's on design220king.blogspot.in. Y'all should know how to spell all that shit. Y'all ain't that illiterate. Come on. All right, a lot of people who are LeBron super fans and media will put LeBron above Kobe because he had Shaquille O'Neal and he only averaged 15 points per game in the 2000 finals. So let's assess those 2000 finals, shall we? All right, game 1. Kobe Bryant against the Indiana Pacers had 14 points on 6 of 14 shooting. In game 2, Kobe Bryant only played 9 minutes and only had 2 points and got injured when Jalen Rose tripped him. In game 3, Kobe didn't play, which affected his final stats, which means that all of his statistics were going to go down. Game 4, Kobe Bryant only played game 4, Kobe Bryant had 28 points. Coming back from an ankle injury. 28 points. In game 5, he had the worst game in the NBA Finals. He only had 8 points on 4 of 20 shooting. Game 6, though, he bounced back to win the series with a 26-point performance. Kobe also beat 24 50-win teams. And for the record, y'all, this is crucial in the LeBron-Kobe comparison. Kobe Bryant has never faced a losing team in the playoffs. That means teams that Kobe Bryant played were over 500. LeBron James had only played 11 winning teams in the playoffs. He's only played 11, actually no, he only played 11 50-win teams. He beat a 73-9 Warriors team, which I will continue to give him props for. And he's faced 7 losing teams in the NBA playoffs. Which means that this year, however, LeBron will face his 12th winning team. So we'll give him credit for that. This season, he will face his 12th. He'll face a winning team. I don't know if he's going to face a 50-win team, though, guys. That depends on how low they drop. We'll deal with all that shit, all that bullshit, the Cardi shit, and the NBA playoff shit on the next show. But let's get back to this Shaq carried Kobe bullshit that y'all LeBron fans continue to use this argument on. Shaq was only able to win 1 ring without Kobe Bryant, while Kobe Bryant was able to win 2 championships without Shaquille O'Neal. People want to talk that MVPs shit. MVPs don't matter in this situation. And only the finals MVP does, which Shaq has 3 of those. Also, Shaq, before Kobe Bryant was drafted, was swept in the finals and had multiple exits in the playoffs, even when he got to the Lakers. Kobe won 5 out of 7 championships and has proven to be a leader time and time again. This man was drafted, 13th in the draft out of high school? I mean, he wasn't meant to be the shit. He wasn't meant to be this awesome player. He was just meant to be a decent player. Also, Kobe develops younger players better than LeBron James. Look at how Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell, Larry Nance Jr., Brandon Ingram are how they're playing right now compared to how these are young players that were drafted when LeBron was playing, compared to how Norris Cole, Sasha Pavlovich, Boobie Gibson, and Shabazz Napier are playing right now. The difference between the two is simple. Shouldn't be hard for y'all. Kobe has more killer instinct, impact on the floor, defense, offense, championships, and can develop young players better than LeBron. He scored 81 in one game very efficiently. Look at the numbers from the fucking game. He's a top 3 scorer of all time. All the rest is relevant. However, I believe that LeBron James will pass Kobe in scoring eventually, especially if he plays 20 NBA seasons. I see him getting to probably Malone. I see him probably closing out Malone. I don't think he's ever going to beat Kareem's record of scoring 38,000 points. I don't think he could beat Kareem, but he could definitely pass Karl Malone. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not much of an argument versus LeBron. He's all across the board leagues better than LeBron James. He has a 6-4 NBA Finals record, and he is the league's all-time NBA leading scorer. Not to mention, Kareem's a better rebounder, shot blocker, scorer, whatever. And I already compared him to Mike. So, the purpose of this shit is not to bash LeBron. I think LeBron James is a top 15 greatest player of all time, and I think he's the greatest athlete that I've ever seen. And I wish he could have done a whole lot more with his size. He could still do that. He's dunked on motherfuckers all season. He's been shitting on niggas. Like, I felt like he should be a little bit more assertive with his size. And I think he should be 5-3 in the NBA Finals as well. Because he could have beat the Dallas Mavericks in 2011, and he could have beat the 2013 San Antonio Spurs. In 2015, I don't know. I mean, Swish and Iman wasn't shooting that well, although Mozgov and Tristan Thompson had great series against the Warriors. But then again, you know, as I stated earlier, you know, LeBron James forced a whole lot of shots in 2015. He didn't shoot particularly well, and he shot 30 shots per game in that series. 33 shots? Jesus, man. And then also, you know, in the LeBron system, how can you get in rhythm when you don't get the ball that much and LeBron is controlling the game? The purpose of this shit was to prove to Groupie Gang that LeBron isn't as good as the media and the super fans proclaim him to be. Also, there are other players in NBA history that played the same way, and some did it at an even higher level than LeBron James. There wasn't that many of them. There is a lot of players. There was like 10 players that I could name that had a great 15th year as a pro. But LeBron is doing it at the highest level possible for a 15th year pro. I give him that credit. Everyone has their opinions, and everyone brings up their strong points, even the people that I don't agree with. The problem is, a lot of it is done in favoritism and bias for LeBron. And a lot of it is done without supporting evidence. This is the shit that I don't like. Groupie Gang officials, a lot of y'all are talking out of your ass and trying to make a better campaign for LeBron. I salute your great promotion, but I don't salute your lies. Meanwhile, even with guys like Dick in Your Mouth Right, Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, Shannon Sharp, Jason Whitlock, Colin, the Cowardly Dog, Max Kellerman, Shaquille O'Neal, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Carter, Brian Windhorst fat ass continue to push poison lies and troll caliber journalism to make one man seem better than the others with extra bias instead of facts is the reason why basketball isn't the same as it used to be. Especially the reporting. We used to go to ESPN and FS1 for the real shit when Stuart Scott was alive and John Saunders was alive, and you know, when real motherfuckers, when Stephen A. Smith wasn't a coon. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go to YouTube and listen to guys that speak like me, like Ticket TV, like RB The Breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? I go to them guys because they speak with real shit. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't kiss no ass. They give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk to the people that I talk to, my sources, who give me this great information. You know, I'd rather look at NobodyTouchesJordan.com. You know what I'm saying? Which is where I got some of my information from. That this person calculated all of these statistics that is available everywhere. I looked at BasketballReference.com for stats. You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather go to them than go to these so-called experts. You know what I'm saying? And I just believe that Groupie Gang just got murdered tonight. All y'all LeBron super fans got murdered tonight, aka I am BK Irons. You got killed tonight, nigga. You can't debunk this argument, my brother. Great debating though. And I also debated this punk ass, nerdy ass, bitch ass, cottonmouth ass white boy named Sports JO3, who said Jordan only played with plumbers when you didn't watch any of them games. Nigga, I came out the womb watching Michael Jordan, watching the bad boys whoop Michael Jordan ass. Okay? You can't tell me shit about this basketball. Alright? So shut the fuck up and stop trolling, you bitch ass nigga. I would like to thank all of you guys for listening. If you made it to the end of this video, I know a lot of y'all gonna go 20 minutes and cut it off because y'all are not willing to listen to entertaining journalism. I put this shit together with the help of a few websites. Alright? I took time out of my day to deliver the most hyped up episode that I got. So this is Kingknown, Cleary on YouTube, delivering episode 16, Groupie Gang, 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 Groupie Gang. Holla at me. Squad. Thug life.